Hello everyone, I am Crystal Main Asancha, and today we're gonna know why affective assessment is important and what are the taxonomy and affective variables of affective domain in learning. Why affective assessment? Teaching is also knowing and understanding students as learners and humans. It is essential that teachers know the feeling of pleasure, enjoyment, or even anxiety that learners experience, because this feeling will have bearing on their attitudes, motivation, and belief that will eventually be manifested in their future behavior. This is to individualize their approaches to students and reshape the lesson plan on the identified needs of the students. Self-awareness of feelings, emotions, and attitudes can make students reflect on how they are in the process of learning. This type of metacognition has proven to enhance learning and contribute to success in academic work. As what empirical studies have proven, cognitive and affective assessment should work in tandem. Knowledge of what students view, perceive, and feel as they're engaged in learning activities will guide teachers to improve their teaching strategies and enhance learning. Affective assessment can provide supplemental information about a learning difficulty or behavior problem that affects learning. The low performance may be caused by affective factors such as attitude, interest, and motivation. While according to Sujins in 2005, motivation and desire represent the very foundation of learning. If the students do not want to learn, there will be no learning. Further, Popham 2011 contends that affective variables are often more significant than cognitive variable. The affective domain of learning that was developed by Cratwell et al. 1964 serve as guide in doing affective assessment. So first we have the level of to receive. So in this level, affective behavior of the learner demonstrates awareness or passive attention in an activity that is happening. So the learner can ask, chooses, describes. For example, the learner was listening to discussions of controversial issues with an open mind. He will able to describe and give importance or give opinions about certain topic. The second taxonomy of affective domain in learning is to respond. In this case, the learner reacts positively to a given stimulus or information that has been received. Active attention and response to a particular phenomenon or interest has been achieved. So the learner can able to answers, assist, helps, labels, perform, or practice, or even recites, or tells, or even write. Example, if a learner participates in a class discussion and not merely listening, then the learner is in this level of behavior. Next taxonomy of affective domain in learning is to value. Learner demonstrates commitment to the object, knowledge, or activity. Here, the learner has internalized a set of specific values such that these values are manifested through overt behaviors. The learner can be able to complete, describe, and differentiate things. Next is to organize. The learner has internalized and integrated his or her feelings, emotions, beliefs, opinions, or etc., resulting to actions where new values and traits emerged. Organizing values into priorities by comparing, relating, synthesizing specific values. So the learner are able to adheres, arrange, combines. So in this level, the learner is able to discern independently the right from wrong. And he or she is able to make a decision on what is more valuable based on his or her own judgment. Last, we have to characterize. Learner demonstrates or show consistency of the behavior that establishes an image or character of the learner. This behavior extends beyond the school setting and becomes part of his or her lifestyle. having personal value system that is now a characteristic of the learner. He or she can able to act, displays, influences, able to question, or even revise and verifies. It shows self-reliance when working independently and uses an objective approach in problem solving. And now, let us know what are the affective variables in learning. First, we have the values and beliefs. Values are characteristics or traits that a person holds in high importance. This includes that the principles in one considers being right and consequently which guides the person's future actions and decisions. In school setting, values that are included in the curriculum are honesty. The teachers always guide students that cheating is wrong, that honesty must be imposed inside the classroom. Next, we have the attitude. It is important to note that attitude cannot be taken as solely affective. It has also a cognitive component where the learner has the concrete knowledge that defines the worth or value of the object or situation. For example, knowledge about the environmental effect or open pit mining. It ideally should make students have a negative attitude or perception towards open pit mining. This override the student's cognitive domain into affective domain where the students have perceived their own opinion. Next, we have the motivation. According to Brown, 1987, he defines motivation as an inner drive, impulse, emotion, or desire that moves one to a particular action. It arouses and sustains behavior. It can lead also to an increased effort and energy to pursue a goal. While motivation has other intrinsic factors like curiosity on things that makes the learners become more engaged on certain situation or certain activities. Appreciation, the learners are able to appreciate things so that they're motivated to learn. Next is the interest. It is interest that drives the learner to be attentive to the topic of discussion or engage in any academic activity. Interest may be personal or situational. Lastly, we have the self-confidence. So this refers to how a person feels about his or her abilities to accomplish a certain task or reach a goal. It is the person's perception of himself or herself and his or her capabilities to perform successfully to the task given to him or her. So empirical studies show that self-confidence is associated with academic success. As a recap, why affective assessment is important? Affective assessment is necessary for effective student learning. Since we already know that affective domain involves our feelings, emotions, and attitudes, and it includes the manner in which we deal with things emotionally, our feelings, value, appreciation, enthusiasm, motivation, and attitude, that they are more likely to be successful in learning. That's the end of my report. Thank you for listening.